My dear students, today I'll discuss about the geographical diversity of India, how our India is diverse. So here I'll discuss about the diversity. India is basically the country with very unique geography. It has the mountain, it has the plains, it has the desert, plateau, rivers, coast, and the islands. Because of these features, India stands for India stands for what? India is basically stands stand out from the other countries. It is different from the other country, and these shapes our national character. So we will explore about these special landforms and the understand how they affect our lives and the culture. So culturally also India these diversities are affected. How India looks from the space, as Indira Gandhi asked to the Rakesh Sharma, India from the space. So in 1984, Rakesh Sharma became the first Indian astronaut in space. When he asked by the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi how India looked from the space, he replied proudly, "सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा." Better than the world, our India. So this show how beautiful, vast and diverse India is from above, with many landforms and the features. As our Rakesh Sharma replied like that. It looks at the physical map, how India looks. When you look at the physical map of the India, you see many colors representing different landform. Mountain appears in our color, plain in another plateau. Desert and the coastal area each have distinct colors. This helps us understand the different heights and type of the lands found in India. Then India's location and size. What is the location and the size of India? So if we are talking about the size, India is the seventh largest country in the world by the area and covering a big part of the Asia. It shares borders with many countries like Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar. So together these countries from India subcontinent, which shares the similar geography and climate features. So five main regions. What are these five main regions are there? Five main regions might be Himalaya mountain zone in the north. Himalaya is in north, and fertile plain of the river like Ganga and Indus. Hot and dry desert region in Rajasthan and larger peninsula plateau in south, that is there. Then many islands in the Indian Ocean and nearby sea, and the region is very different in terms of the landforms and the climate. So climate wise, there are the various regions, and these regions are different climate wise. Then Natural boundaries protecting India. How natural boundaries are protecting our India? Himalayas is there. In northern part, if you will see, look at the length of the Himalaya range on the map. It's like a massive wall from the region. Can you guess the altitude at the different points of the Himalayas? So, Himalayas to the north stop cold winds and the invasions. Invasions from the northern side, it is protected. Arabian Sea and Thar Desert to be best act as a barrier. They are working for us or they are protecting us as a barrier. And the Indian Ocean to the south keeps India surrounded by water. So, Indian Ocean, by the Indian Ocean, we are getting plenty of the water. The Bay of Bengal form a natural borders in east, and the natural borders have helped shape India as a climate and the culture. So, why this geography matters? If we are talking about this geography, so why it is important and why geography matters? The land and climate of India impact what crops we grow, how we are producing, how our climatic conditions are helping us. So, where people live and how they live. For example, cold mountains have different crops and houses, and the deserts are having different houses and the different crops and different climatic conditions. So, geography basically influencing how festival, food, clothing, even languages vary across the India. So entire India you will get the differences, various kinds of differences you will get. North it will be different and south it will be different. So, so Himalaya in the northern part touch the sky. Its height is 8,848 meters. Height is there and the it called the 8 8,000ers, and this mountains range is what? This mountain is range basically stretches across the 6 countries in Asia, like India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. So let us discuss this giant mountain wall. This giant mountain wall of this Himalaya. So Himalaya are the tallest mountain range in the world, stretching about the 2,500 kilometers across the North India. And these mountains keep India warm by blocking cold wind and the capture moisture from moisture for the monsoon, and which bring rain that support farming and the forest. Then formation of the Himalaya. How our Himalaya was formed? Formation, if you will see the how Himalaya was formed. You see here, millions of years ago, India was a part of the another land mass called the Gondwana. That we are calling it Gondwana. So, what is this Gondwana? It drifted north and collided with the land of the Asia. It collided, इस किससे टकरा गई? ये इससे टकरा गई, collided with the land of the Asia, and this collision, और ये टक्कर क्या हुई? इस collision से क्या हुआ? Pushed up the earth to form the Himalaya. तो इससे हमारा अर्थ ने हिमालय को बनाया. The Himalaya was formed like this. So these mountains continue to grow very slowly every even today also these are continuing, our mountains are continuing to grow very slowly. Even today also these mountains are growing. So like this our Himalaya was formed. Now come to the what is the meaning of the Himalaya? Can you define? तो हिमालय क्या है? हिम धन आलिया. So word Himalaya is basically combinations of the two Sanskrit words. Him, that's meaning is snow, and Alia. Its meaning, Alia means home, and him means snow. So home of the snow, because of their peaks are covered with snow all year round. Entire the year, these Himalayas are covered by the snow. That's why we are calling it Himalaya. Then there are the three mountain range. What are these three mountain range? Great Himalaya is there, and that great Himalaya we are calling Himadri. Himadri is what? Himadri in your exams it may be asked what is Himadri, what do you understand by Himadri? So Himadri is basically what? Tallest and snowiest peak like Mount Everest. So that is the Himadri, the Great Himalaya. We are calling it Great Himalaya also, are the highest and the most rugged part of the range. So home towering peak like Mount Everest and Kanchenjunga. Then Shivalik Hill, Lower Himalaya. So what is the Lower Himalaya? Lower Himalaya is the part of the Himalaya which is existing in Himachal Pradesh with forest and the popular hill stations. Various popular him, hill stations are there and in Himachal Pradesh. And the Shivalik Hill which are the outer hill with small forest and the wildlife. Then river bonds in the Himalaya. What are the river bonds in the Himalaya? If you find the river bonds. So these river bonds in Himalayas, big and important river like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, stand from snow and glaciers in the Himalaya, and these rivers bring water for millions of the people to drink, farm, and use of industries. So these Himalayas are basically very much useful for us because they are giving water to the various rivers and these rivers are useful for the agriculture, industry, drinking waters, very plenty of water and good water we are getting by due to these Himalayas only. Then the fertile northern plains. What are the fertile northern plains are there? Fertile northern plains are basically south of the Himalaya are the vast flat land called the northern plains and they have very rich soil. Northern plains में आपको बहुत ही rich soil मिलेगी, बहुत ही fertile lands मिलेगी. Soil from the rivers sailed over the thousands of years, making them some of the best farming of the world. So here the fertile northern plain, how these plains are important? These plains are important for farming, for lands in the world. Good farming you will get in these plains. So what type of the life is there in the northern plain? So most of the Indians live in the plains because of the farming easier here. Here farming is very easy and there are the many big cities are there like you will see New Delhi and Agra. Very good cities are there. Chandigarh. In Punjab also various cities are there. Flat and allow the trains in northern easily you will get the train, buses, road, very good roads are there and easily goods can carry from one place to another place. You see the very good road structure is there in northern part of the India. Then Gangetic plains are there. Gangetic plains are also very important. How these plains are very important? And these plains actually we move from southward from the Himalayas. We reach the vast of the fertile Gangetic plains are there. These Gangetic plains have been important part of our history and the civilization of India. In second civilization, you will study history chapters. Second civilization was started only this second urbanization was started in northern part in Gangetic plains, Indus plains, Brahmaputra rivers are very much important for the human beings for agriculture and especially for the ideal agriculture. And these rivers bringing them minerals these rivers are bringing and these rivers are enriching our soils. Then you see these rivers are very much important for bringing the rich minerals. Then you see here you see this satellite image of the Gangetic Plains. How our Gangetic Plains looks from the sky. Huh? Then northern plains, grey langurs have been found over here. Then majestic tigers you will get here. These tigers was on the verge of the extension and Project Tiger has supported the returns of the tigers to habitat, habitats. Then You see Indian gharials, it is showing Indian gharials, then peacock. It is these things are basically showing that how much important is our northern part. Northern part, not only northern part, southern part also very important. And our Indian geographical features is peculiar features, which is giving the importance to our country. Its location is also very important. So now you see one side is the Thar desert, another side is Himalaya. Himalaya is there, plateaus are there. So these are giving very much important to our country. So the Great Indian Desert or our Thar Desert. So it is basically is what? It is the dry land. Dry land, the Thar or the Great Indian Desert is basically is what? Is a dry area which is located in the northwest of India, and it is very dry with sand dunes. You see the sand dunes. A person is walking over here, and sand dunes full of sand dunes, and the little rain is there in these particular areas. And despite the tough condition, people have found way to survive here and conserving water and using camel for the transport. So here people are using camel for their transportation because camel is very tough animal which can survive at least 3 months without water. Once it will drink the water and it will survive for the long time. So now you come to the how people live in the desert. Water is very precious in desert. So desert people use the rainwater harvesting and reuse the water. So what is rainwater harvesting? So rain के time में they store the water, they fetch the water and they use the water later on. So they wear the loose clothes to stay cool and use camel known as the ships of the desert. So कैमल को क्या कहा जाता है? कैमल इज बेसिकली हम उसे राजस्थान का या फिर रेगिस्तान का जहाज कहते हैं. Ships of desert and move around the easily on the sand. That is only the animal that can move on the sand. क्योंकि हम देखते हैं उसके पैर इस तरीके के होते हैं. Easily it can walk on the sand. Then sand dune sand dunes are there, but nowadays these areas has been developed as the tourist area also. If you will see the Jaisalmer, Bikaner, so here these areas has been developed as the tourist area. तो वाटर क्या है यहाँ पे? वाटर इज वेरी प्रीसियस. So the desert people use the rainwater harvesting. They are doing the rainwater harvesting. That is very important for them because scarcity of water is there in the desert areas or especially in the Rajasthan. So our various canals also reached up to the these desert area and the Rajasthan, and these canals are helping to the people for the agriculture. Now come to the Aravalli Hills are there. Now, how you see how women are struggling for fetching water. These women is going to fetch the water. The water is very important in these desert areas. Now, we'll discuss about the Aravalli Hills. Aravalli Hills Aravalli Hills are among the oldest mountains in the world, around 2.5 billion years old. These Aravalli Hills. So the Aravalli Hills run roughly Rajasthan and nearby states. They are one of the oldest mountain range of the world. These hills prevent desert from the spreading eastward and are rich in the minerals and the marbles and the zinc. So these Aravalli hills are very important. किसके लिए important है? Minerals के लिए, like zinc you will get there, marble, marbles and minerals you will get in these hills, Aravalli hills में आपको ये मिलेगा. So here you see the part of the Aravalli hill. Just beyond this range, Thar Desert begins. ये Aravalli Hill, it is these Aravalli Hills. You can see this blue color, blue part. Aravalli Hills are there. Beyond these, you will get the Thar Desert, right part, and the part of the Aravalli Hills seen from the space. How these Aravalli Hills visible from the space? You see this part. Then you see Kumbhalgarh Fort is also there. That is surrounded by the Aravalli Hills, and location in the hills provide the excellent deterrent to the enemy. So these Aravalli Hills basically rich, very much important for getting the zinc and the granite also, marbles also, and the copper also. So Indians were the first in the world to master the delicate the process of the extractions of the zinc. So here this historical photo also there. Then Peninsula Plateau. What is the importance of the Peninsula Plateau? A plateau is landform that rises up from surrounding land and has more or less flat surface. Some of its slides are often steep and slopes. So, what is the importance of this peninsula plateau? It is a large land masses. So, how this large highland lies in the south and the central India? It is basically surrounded by the water on the three sides. The one side it has the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean. These called the peninsula. Peninsula is what? The land here is mostly flat but higher than the plains. So these land here is higher than the plain. It is basically little higher than plain. Then the Eastern Ghat Peninsula Plateau is basically several plateaus, and the most important one is the triangular peninsula area, middle south of the country. Now, the Western Ghats have been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and they are home to many rivers and have a rich biodiversity there in the peninsula plateau. Then you see dense forest of Chhattisgarh, home to many tribal communities. Many tribal communities are staying in this area, in this Chhattisgarh. Then Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat also you will get Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. You see, we have discussed up to here, Peninsula Plateau. Then let us discuss the Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghat. What is the importance of the Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghat? So, you see, Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghat, two mountain range border the plateau. What are these? The Western Ghat on the west coast are tall, green, and full of wildlife. So, these Western Ghat you see full of the wildlife. You see, you will get a snake, lion, and this lion-tailed monkeys. Hmm? These things you will get here. You see. So the Western Ghat is basically on the west coast are tall, green, and full of the wildlife. Eastern Ghat is what? Eastern coast are the lower and the less continuous hills are there. Then rivers flowers through the plateau. Rivers flowing through the plateau. Certain rivers are there and these rivers are flowing through the plateau. So what type of the river and which rivers are there? River like Godavari, you see Godavari river is there and Kaveri flow eastward. This Kaveri river is flowing toward the eastward. Then Narmada Tapti west toward the Arabian Sea. And these rivers are very useful for farming, drinking waters, then forest and tribal people. West river we have already discussed about the east coast. Then India, Iceland are there. Then east coast we have already discussed. The east coast is what? Line between the Eastern Ghat and the Bay of the Bengal. Then Indian Iceland are there. Then Lakshadweep, hmm, Lakshadweep Island is there. Andaman Nicobar Island is there. And usefulness of this island is there for India. And the forest and tribal people are there. And these tribal people, these forest and the tribal people, basically the plateau covered by the forest and many tribal groups live in such like Santhal, Bhil and Gonds are staying. And India's coastline over the 7,500 kilometer long. Our India's then delta in the West Bengal and the Sundarban Delta. Sundarban Delta is basically known for the mangroves of delta in the Sundarban. So it is basically what if we are traveling back from the Iceland toward the eastern side of Himalayas via way of Bengal, we come to the Sundarban, and that is located delta on the Ganga Brahmaputra. Then you see hills of the northeast. Hills of the northeast. These hills of the northeast is basically stay on the map if you are moving toward the hills in northeast. Our final destination for now. If I'll ask you about the Garo, Khasi, Jaintia tribe where these tribes are staying, northern part, northeast part, eastern part, northeastern part, these Garo, Khasi, Jaintia tribes are staying near Meghalaya part of the Meghalaya. These tribes are staying in Meghalaya plateau and known for their greenery and the heavy rainfalls. Now come to the various living groups are also very important. Here let me wind up this chapter. Mount Leong is the village which is situated in the East Khasi Hills of the Meghalaya. This is the East Khasi Hill of the Meghalaya. Then it is basically renowned. Renowned for what? Renowned as the cleanest village in Asia. And this picture village is famous for the well maintained cleanliness, bamboos and dustbins, and the eco-friendly living practices. So the village is also known as the its living roots bridges, which are created by the weaving tree root over the cover of the land, cover of the many years. So this figure you see in this figure 1.42 living roots of the villages showcase the craftsmanship of the tribes of the Northeast. Before ending this chapter, before we move on, the India gave its name to subcontinent it is a part of. Why subcontinent name has been given? It is having vast and diverse features. It is having, and it has the many diverse geographical features. And remaining from the snow Himalaya to the heart of the Thar Desert, then the plains are watered by the large number of the rivers. There is also a peninsula plateau with the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal in the east. These diverse geographical features have created the variety of conditions which respect to the soil, flora, fauna, life, and economic opportunities and on a rich culture. These geographical features have played an important role in shaping our cultivation. Now question answer part is there that I will discuss in another video. Next video I will discuss all the important question answers related to 7th class and other important exams. Hmm. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you are liking, kindly share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.